Hey Gemini, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for March 15th through the 21st. This is going to be for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you happen to stumble upon this video outside of the dates I mentioned, don't you worry. You found it when you were meant to find it, when it was time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind, these are general readings. Not every single message will resonate for you, but if you've been drawn to the video, there's at least one in here for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest, my dears. We're going to see what's coming up for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Alrighty, my dears, let's see what's happening. And your first card is the King of Pentacles. This can be success in business. This can be success in investments that you have made. Okay, King of Pentacles can sometimes be very powerful, successful, business savvy energy. So some of you might be getting very smart with your money or very smart with how you're approaching your career. It can indicate advancement and promotion as well. I have seen over the years that the King of Pentacles in my reading sometimes comes up when you're about to receive an offer and you're very tempted to decline the offer because even though it sounds really great, you kind of doubt if you're ready for it, right? So you may be offered a certain space to use, or you may be offered an opportunity to move, or you may be offered an opportunity to take some new kind of job, and you're like, wow, like that sounds awesome, that sounds really exciting, but like, are they sure they want to offer it to me? Like, do they know what they're doing? Did they like overestimate me in some kind of way? No, they didn't overestimate you. This is here because you're ready for it. If you weren't ready now, the opportunity wouldn't be here. So those of you that have this opportunity coming your way or this offer coming your way, don't be afraid to accept it, because a lot of the times with the King of Pentacles, we're tempted to push something away. Okay, we're tempted to push something away, and we're tempted to just kind of see that, oh, well, that's great and wonderful and all, but I don't know if I'm up to par for it. But you are. Okay, you are. So don't underestimate yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Know that it's here because you deserve it. Okay, know that it's here because you deserve it. Likewise, Gemini, some of you maybe have begun a new area of study or a new job or a new position or responsibility, or you may have moved into a space that's fairly new and you're wondering if you can keep it up, right? You're like, I don't know if I can keep it up. I don't know if I'm going to do a good job. You are going to do a good job. It's here because you're ready for it. So don't let the negative ego freak you out. Don't let the negative ego mess you up, okay? You are ready for the positive changes. The next card here, my darlings, is the King of Wands, right? So we've got this powerful king energy, which makes me feel like many of you are coming into your confidence, okay? But one of the things that I like here is I'm feeling a balanced energy, right? Because we have here the fire energy, we have the earth energy, and you guys are air, right? So we'll see. We might have water come up here at some point, but I feel like you guys are not just focusing on the strengths of being an air sign, but you're pulling in that grounded earth energy. You're pulling in that creative, fiery, passionate fire energy, right? So you're approaching something from all sides or all angles. Okay, King of Wands for me can be the pursuit of the things that are exciting to you in your life, that give you a sense of drive and determination. But the King of Wands for me is also like self-made energy. Like, this is someone who has had to work very hard for their opportunities. Nothing's ever been handed to them. They've had to work very hard for everything that they have. And so many of you are beginning to see the fruits of your labor. Okay, I also feel, Gemini, that this is coming up for you to remind yourself to be proud of yourself and how far you've come. Some of you are kind of discouraged because you may be looking around you at other people and you're comparing yourself to other people. But chances are a lot of those people had help that you didn't have. You know, maybe they had parents that were better off than your parents, that were able to help them or invest in them. You know, they started off with like inheritance. They started off with property. They started off with you know, some kind of, you know, connections and things in getting jobs. And not everybody has that. And that's the energy behind the King of Wands. He's successful, but everything he has, he's made on his own. He's gotten that on his own. And so don't compare yourself to people who are where they are because they've had easier time or easier circumstance, or they've had help. I also feel King of Wands is coming up to tell you that not only are you going to do well, right, but you're going to more than catch up, right? You're not behind. You're not behind. You're gonna create success in your way, even if you didn't get to have the fancy education, even if you didn't get to have, you know, the fancy opportunities. Okay, you're still going to catch up, and to be proud of that, you know, because many people wouldn't be able to get as far as you've gotten, or go to where you're going. So I kind of feel like there's this energy here for you guys to stay optimistic, stay driven, you know, listen to your ideas, be in your creativity, and to be proud of yourself, to hold on to that confidence. I feel there's this air of confidence coming in. The next card here, my dears, is the Two of Cups. Here's the water. I said it. We're going to have cups coming up in a minute here. So you guys are coming into very balanced energy. I love it. I love it, you guys. You have the earth, you have the fire, you have the water, and you're already air, right? You're already air by nature. And so here is harmonious relationships and connections. Okay, some of you saw this card and you got really excited because you're like, oh my gosh, yes, soulmate, true love. And yes, that's absolutely something that might be coming in for some of you that you may be manifesting. But at the same time, those of you who are familiar with this channel, the weekly forecasts, I try to avoid love and romance. I try to focus mostly on how the energies are affecting you personally, and I'll do a separate love reading, right? So the love readings for March are linked in the description, and I'm going to apply this card outside of love and romance because most of you already have an idea of what it means in terms of love and romance. It's a good thing, right? So Two of Cups outside of love and romance is going to be harmonious partnerships and relationships where people are around you for who you are, right? Not because of what you have. And maybe Gemini, in the past, some of you kind of felt like you had to impress people with your accomplishments or with your material possessions, and you're coming out of that because you're seeing and you're realizing that a lot of those people really were not very good friends, or they weren't true friends, or it was attracting the wrong kind of person, and you were just trying to show that, hey, you know, like I'm a worthwhile person, I have success, I have this, I have that, but it attracted the wrong kind of friends or the wrong kind of relationships. And now you're calling in like true connection, right? Relationships, friendships, partnerships with people who are with you because of the enjoyment of being with you, being around you, because you're enjoyable to be around. It's not about what you can do for them. Also, these people are stepping up in a more supportive way, right? How can they be of help? How can they be of assistance? This is true, equal, harmonious give and take. True, equal, harmonious partnership, okay? Where you're not having to do all the work. I feel here that a lot of you have worked very hard, or you're working very hard, and you're going to be coming into a time where you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. You can do things that you find enjoyable, and through that process, you're meeting people that you feel you can truly connect with, that truly get you, that truly understand you, that truly appreciate you. So I feel like you're creating more time in your life to connect with people, right? Especially the way things have been lately. On the world scene, we've had to be a lot more isolated, and so many of you are beginning to turn your attention towards, you know what, like I always took that for granted, having contact with others, having communication with others, having friendships, and now you're truly valuing it and realizing the meaning of it, and you're creating meaningful connections, like true friendships, true connections, true relationships. Your next card here, my dears, is the Four of Cups, right? So what does that mean? How can we have all of this great energy and then all of a sudden we're going to land here or end on Four of Cups? How does that even make sense? I will tell you, okay? Four of Cups can indicate traditionally that somebody is not satisfied with the situation or they're not happy with what they're being offered, okay? And it can sometimes be seen as a negative thing. But for me, Four of Cups seems to come up when we're being given the message of what is referred to as divine discontentment. Okay, Rumi wrote about divine discontentment, and you can look that up. And what does that mean? Divine discontentment is when we have this moment of awakening where we begin to realize that we deserve a lot more than what we have. Okay, like we deserve a lot more than what we have. And I was just talking about giving yourself credit, right? With that King of Wands, not to compare yourself to others. But the Four of Cups is when we realize that we deserve more. Like we might see other people have certain circumstances or certain accomplishments or certain things. And we're like, well, I deserve it too. How come they get to have it and I don't have it? I deserve it too. So Four of Cups can sometimes be when we have this, when we're developing a healthy sense of entitlement, right? When we realize that maybe we've been working towards achieving and manifesting very, very basic, bare minimum things. And the example I always give is if somebody says, man, I can't wait to find a job where I get paid, decent wages and I don't get yelled at by my boss and I don't have to do anything illegal or shady. Those are all logical things to want in a job, but they're bare minimum. If you're working a job and not getting paid, that's not a job, that's slavery, right? And if you're working for somebody who's yelling at you, that's not your boss, that's your abuser, right? You don't have to be in an abusive relationship. The same way that we don't, reward people for not, doing bad, right? There's no rewards for not doing bad. There's consequences for doing bad, but there's no real rewards for not doing bad. The police aren't going to come to your house and say, you know what, Gemini, you haven't beat anybody up. You haven't robbed anybody. You haven't, stolen anything in a while. And we appreciate you so much. And we're going to give you $10,000. That's not going to happen. There's no reward for doing the bare minimum of decency. And so a lot of you are realizing in your life, like this is the bare minimum of decency, that you're worthy and deserving of more. So there's this healthy balance that you're going to be able to find of being grateful for what you have, but also realizing that it's time for you to raise the bar, right? A lot of these things that you thought you weren't ready for, or you thought you weren't good enough, not only are you realizing that you're ready for it and you're good enough for it, but you're also realizing that you're worthy and deserving of so much better. Okay, so much better. And so hold on to that, remind yourself of that. And I feel like a lot of you are coming into this positive shift where you're beginning to raise the bar and realizing that a lot of the things that you've manifested till now are just very bare minimum, that you are worthy and deserving of more, like that extra spice, that extra flavor, that little extra, right? You're worthy of that. You're deserving of that. You may want to check out your moon sign or rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. You may want a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for March are linked in the description of the video. I'm going to try, you guys, to get the love videos for April out a little bit early this month. Hopefully within the next week or so, I'll have the April videos out soon for love. But I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Take care, my darlings. Bye.